Hey guys, welcome to Tech 215. I'm your host Nick, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite OEM pre-built, the Dell Optiplex 390 small form factor. Recently, my girlfriend's little brother asked me if I could build him a gaming machine capable of playing games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Rocket League, but also be able to browse the web, watch YouTube videos, and do some light photo editing. But with only a budget of around $150, this was going to be a challenge. So going used and going slightly older was our best bet. Enter the Dell Optiplex 390. I decided this would be the perfect PC for his budget. They're easy to find, a breeze to upgrade, and when on a budget, they make perfect entry-level gaming machines. Since we'll be upgrading all the major hardware components in this build, it would only be fair to give this dandy a modern makeover that includes adding some much needed color, a see-through side panel, and of course, some RGB lighting. We're going to call it the Optiplex XPS. So if you're looking to get into PC gaming, but you're on a really tight budget, stick around and see the transformation. This is Tech 215. I got this Dell Optiplex 390 small form factor off Craigslist for $30. It came equipped with an Intel i3-2120, which is a dual-core, hyper-threaded CPU from all the way back in 2011. It also included a single 2GB stick of DDR3 memory and a 320GB mechanical hard drive. Far from ideal specs for gaming in 2019. Now that you've seen the stock specs, let's take a quick peek at the hardware upgrades. Since this is a small form factor build, we are going to keep the motherboard, which is a Dell H61 Micro ATX board that features the 1155 CPU socket based on the iconic Sandy Bridge architecture. We'll also be keeping the stock Dell PSU, which is only 245 watts, but more on that in a minute. Our first major upgrade is going to be the Intel Xeon ES1220, which is basically a clone of the i5-24-2500 minus the Intel integrated graphics. This Xeon CPU features 4 cores and 4 threads and has a base clock speed of 3.1 GHz. I got this CPU off eBay for $21, and it's a substantial upgrade over the stock i3-2120. For memory, we'll be using a 2x8 kit of DDR3 clocked at 12,800 MHz. Usually 8 gigs would be sufficient for this type of build, but for only $30, 16 gigabytes of RAM is an absolute steal. Although this machine came with a 320 gigabyte mechanical hard drive, our goal here is speed. Faster boots, faster seek times, and faster sequential reads and writes. So we went with a brand new Crucial BX500 for only $30, brand new off Newegg. I absolutely love the value with this drive, and let's face it, with the amazing prices of SSDs right now, mechanical hard drives have no business being boot drives in any machine in 2019. Like mentioned previously, space and money for this build are really tight. I didn't want to have to replace the PSU or have to make alterations to house the graphics card. So I went with an NVIDIA 750 Ti low-profile version from MSI. Coming in at just $40 from a seller off Letgo, it offers 2 GB of GDDR5 with a base clock speed of 1020 MHz. Quite a powerful punch for such a little card. Now let's tear this baby down, build it back up, faster and better than ever. So you've seen the stock specs, you've seen the hardware upgrades, and you've seen the case modifications, but now it's time to see what this thing can actually do. So first up, Unigine Heaven, and I let this thing run for about 20 minutes to warm up, and when I finally hit the benchmarking button, we came up with a score of 1025 with an average FPS of 40.7. Not too bad for a $21 CPU and a $45 GPU. Next up, everyone's favorite Cinebench R15, and we received a Cinebench score of 417. Now, as a quick reference, my daily driver features the i5 7600K, and its stock settings, it ran a 592 in Cinebench. Now, the average price for that chip on eBay is around $150 used, so the Xeon Quad Core is really showing off amazing price to performance here at only $21. Obviously, the 7600K is going to have better single-threaded performance, but for $21, you really can't beat the Xeon ES1220. So now let's run a few games, and first up is Apex Legends. The in-game settings automatically defaulted the 750 Ti to ultra low settings at 900p. But we managed to run this game at 45 to 50 FPS most of the time with no major stutters. This was super playable and actually pretty enjoyable. The next game, the AAA smash hit from EA, Battlefield 5. Again, the in-game settings defaulted this game to ultra low settings, but we actually managed to keep the resolution at 1080p. And for most scenes, we were able to stay between 50 and 60 FPS. Again, with no major stutters, no major hiccups. I mean, this game looks absolutely beautiful. So that about wraps this thing up, guys. Thanks so much. I'm Nick. This is Tech215. Please like, please subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll be back shortly with some more tech content. Have a good one.